JP, hey, congratulations being here at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm pretty sure this is your common stomping grounds. How does it feel for being here?
It's always great. I mean, I've been coming for, years, and it's always fun. It's great meeting people, fans, colleagues, and and a great environment.
Most excellent. And you are coming off an excellent project just in theaters recently with the Smurfs. Tell us how you were brought on to something iconic with the Smurfs movie.
Yeah, it was really kind of kismet. I was brought in as to do scratch for a table read, along with a bunch of other workhorse voice actors, early on in production before they hired the full celebrity cast. And they just kept bringing me back for several sessions to do more scratch, first on several characters, then they narrowed it down just to the one villain, Razamel. And over time, they were like, the executives really love what you're doing. And I'm thinking, oh, great. Well, maybe they'll let me be Lazy Smurf in the background, snoring or something. And then I'm on my honeymoon with my husband. And then the first day, we landed in Athens. And I get a phone call from my agent saying, hey, you booked the villain. And then it was later in the process that they actually hired me for his brother as well, Gargamel. So now I do both. So it's for a workhorse voice actor like myself, it's a dream come true. I still pinch myself about it. It just doesn't happen for us like that. So it's been awesome.
So what was your reaction that you got to voice, two characters? I mean, Gargamel is an iconic character. Razamel is fairly new.
Yeah, shocking. I got Gargamel because we were recording Razamel in a session. There was a scene where the two characters are talking. They didn't have the audio file with Gargamel's voice readily available. And I was like, do you want me to just do it? So I just did the scene, talking back and forth in both character voices, and it just really impressed them. So I got that. It was just a random fluke.
And it's just a slight tweak of the voices for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I give them both a very posh sort of accent, but with Razamel, it's very guttural and low. And with Gargamel, it's much higher, but, they're definitely brothers.
well done. And while during this promotional tour, how are the fans' reaction for yourself in your portrayal for these characters?
So far, it's been really good. I think people enjoy that I ham it up, that I play these villains very campy and fun, and I think there's just so much relatability with their weird brotherly dynamic, where one wants desperately the approval of the other, and the other one just wants nothing to do with one of those. So I think people understand. If you've got siblings, you kind of understand that.
And especially the fact that because of this, this film, you got to do promotional tours with other voice. I want to say, not just voice actors, but also actors and a singer like Rihanna. I mean, how was that as a feeling for yourself?
I mean, it's been cool being in the movie with this group of people. I think what's interesting is, for us voice actors, it feels like such a Mount Everest. It's such like a summit for us. Whereas for a lot of on-camera actors and musicians and everything, this is, doing animation is just sort of like one of the many things that they do every once in a while, So I think it's had a different perspective. I think what's been most gratifying for me was my fellow voice actors, the ones that I respect and that I either came up with or that I've looked up to, just seeing what this means and being so congratulatory about it. That's meant more than anything.
Now, JP, what got you into voice acting in the first place?
I mean, I've always loved cartoons. Huge fan of the Looney Tunes and He-Man and the Smurfs as a kid. So I always wanted to do it. I was just under the impression that it couldn't be a real job. It had to be something that they just let celebrities do for fun. And so I went to college thinking I was going to be an on-camera actor and I'll get famous and then I'll get to do this. And luckily I had a professor that was like, or you could just get an agent and audition for voiceover. And that's how I did it. And I did a little bit of on-camera at the beginning of my career, but I always just found I had so much more freedom and breadth of roles that I could play with voiceover. So I always just put my eggs in that basket, and I've been doing it for 20 years.
Do you feel it's more refreshing to be a voiceover actor than an on-camera actor? Maybe maybe the part that you could actually hang up your work and not be recognized sometimes on the streets?
Oh, for sure. The anonymity is great, and also I don't have somebody telling me what color my hair needs to be. Like,
Yeah.
I can just do what I want. Yeah, I think there's just so much freedom, not only as a voice actor, but also just with the voiceover mediums, whether it's animation or anime or video games, where there's such a breadth of storytelling that you can engage that's cheaper and far more cost effective than attempting to do it in live action with all the special effects and everything. So, yeah, I'm always a big proponent of the growth of those mediums, both for kids and adults.
So what is your approach every time you get a voiceover project? I mean, how do you pick out the voices that matches these characters?
Yeah, I mean, for original characters, a lot of it is just sort of the feeling. You read it and just sort of just feel what the vibe is. But for legacy characters like Gargamel or Boss Baby or Green Goblin, as I've played as well, a lot of it just has to do with what are they specifically looking for? Is it like Boss Baby where they want an exact sound alike? Is it like Green Goblin where it's sort of just a kid version of what we've heard before? Or is it something like Gargamel where I had a lot of freedom to kind of make it my own and create what I wanted? So it's really just finding what the parameters are that they've set up for you and playing within those.
Do you have a personal preference for yourself?
As far as original or legacy?
Yes.
I mean, I've done a lot of legacy at this point, and I do enjoy it. I find getting to find your spin within a set of rules is kind of fun. But at this point, I'd really love to do an original, preferably villain character that's mine in a new IP, and just get to make it, let my stamp be the first on it, and then other people can put their stamp on it after.
Now, of course, you come to events like this, and fans, real fans actually would recognize you. I mean, how proud of you and how do you interact with them?
I think what's been most impactful for me has been since X-Men came out, Morph being the first non-binary superhero in an animated show. I think it's been so impactful because I'm not just getting fan interactions of people that just like my work. It's that they felt seen, they felt heard, they felt that they weren't alone, or that this world that can sometimes feel dark for queer people suddenly felt a little bit brighter because at least there was an animated show that saw them. So I think those have just been really beautiful and positive conversations that I've been having, and have really just made my work feel all the more important. When cartoons can sometimes feel frivolous, this felt really meaningful.
Now, I've covered a lot of films and TV in the past, for the past decade. I noticed more queer stories are actually coming out, but I also feel that animation is kind of lagging. Do you feel the same way?
It kind of depends. It goes through fits and starts. I feel like the She-Ra, Steven Universe era was a real great Kickstarter for a lot of queer representation. I feel because of what's happening politically right now, it's definitely a receding tide. I'm hoping it comes back. I think there's a recognition that the audience is definitely there. It's just understanding that this is an audience that, regardless of where the political tide seems to be going, is still here and still needs to be seen and heard.
Now, you are also an activist yourself, and you have, two nonprofit organizations under your belt. Can you talk about them?
Sure. The first is Nerds Vote. I co-founded it with my pal, who's also a voice actor, Courtney Taylor. And it's basically just trying to get comic book readers, gamers, cosplayers, convention goers, and all kinds of pop culture fans, aka nerds, to vote. We're nonpartisan. It's really not on us to decide what party or candidates you go for, though we certainly have our opinions. But we'd rather just people get more politically involved, and we feel that the country would be a better place if more people did so. My other organization is QueerVox. I started it in 2021. It is the nonprofit academy and community for LGBTQIA plus voice actors. And like we were talking about, it's really about advocating for authentic casting, diverse casting, and representation so that this group of marginalized voice actors who really haven't had the chance to play themselves, let alone play cisgender roles, get their shot at the mic and get their ability to create long-lasting careers that aren't just the diversity du jour when it feels politically correct.
What are the challenges for LGBTQ voice actors today?
I think so much. There's the common thought that it's like, well, we can't see you. What does it even matter, your queerness or your gender? And I think the unfortunate thing is that even though we're a voice, there is still such a stigma that can come from the industry or sometimes casting, where they understand what our identity is, and it changes their perception of what our voice sounds like, even though our voice hasn't changed at all. I've had instances of trans women or trans femme non-binary humans who have been doing voiceover, and they start hormones, which estrogen does nothing to your vocal cords whatsoever. But for some reason, when the industry understood this person as a cisgender person versus now they understand them as a trans person, even though their voice hasn't changed, they're like, well, I mean, we can't cast you as that role anymore. Like, it wouldn't be right. And there are some actors that want to play their gender identity, and some that were like, look, my voice can do all sorts of stuff. I'd love to play what I was assigned at birth as well as what my identity is, but they're not given the freedom to because the industry wants to put them into a specific box. And it's like, let us define our box.
Now, with the projects that you have chosen in your career and being here like at conventions and stuff, and it sounds like, with Nerd Vote, are you a nerd at heart yourself?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw Fantastic Four last night by myself.
Oh.
Yeah. I love comic book movies. I'm a diehard Nintendo gamer. I have comic books that I read all the time. So yeah, I have a nerdery.
So when you come to a convention like this, because let's say you're off the clock, what do you actually do at a San Diego Comic-Con?
I mean, San Diego is so massive. I feel like I start at one end and I kind of breeze through it and just sort of window shop. But then once I get down to Artist Alley or, the more creator-based, that's when I slow down, take more time, really interact with what people are making. Because I'm just so fascinated by people's spin on existing IPs, but also the original IPs that nobody's heard of yet that they've been coming up with. That's the fun part.
Do you try to budget yourself on your wallet?
No, I'm horrible. I come home and my husband is like, oh my God, what now? And I'm like, we'll find somewhere to hang this.
Well said. So what's some of your upcoming voiceover projects now?
Well, I'm in season 6 of Spidey and His Amazing Friends. I've been doing the Green Goblin for several years now. We have a second season of X-Men 97 coming out. Hopefully I'm thinking it's next year, but don't quote me on that because I don't know. And a season 3 that we're working on right now. So yeah, those are the biggies.
Those are the biggies. And before I let you go, with your signature blue hair and your wonderful blue nails, you didn't do this for Smurfs. You always loved blue, right?
Blue is my favorite color, and as the song from Smurfs go, everything goes with blue. So yeah,
everything does go with blue. JP, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.